I'm heading to the day 2 of Knowledge Conference, therefore I wanted to record a quick recap. Keynote, it's all about the control tower. The first half of the day I was volunteering in expert launch as an CMA, and I had a chance to visit UI UX related session. In short, an AI is changing the way how we consume information, how we're interacting with it. You saw it how cloud, for example, ChatGPT evolving, and ServiceNow tries to follow, and therefore as a result there is a new Otto about to replace the portal. The next, I spent time in Now. It was really interesting to know how they embed in AI automation in their development cycle. This is something we're doing inside our organization, and a couple of thoughts and ideas I got how to do it even better. Evening was mainly in a workflow data fabric section. Data is essential for AI, for automation, for everything. At every AI conference I was attending, there were some competitors or companies who were suggesting solutions of data aggregation, and this is something you can also try to do and achieve with data fabric. So you're just pulling data from different sources in different ways and empowering it based on AI. So for me, it looks like a must-have component of any AI-based end-to-end solution. Okay, let's see what the second day will bring to us. Quick recap of the day 2. Hopefully it will be more structured, more concise, and the video quality will be better. I'm getting used to these scenes. The keynote was much better, more structured, and surprisingly was resonating to my day 1 focus. AI control tower, data underneath, data fabric was the key subject, in the same way as agentic AI and new UI employee works as a way to engage and consume the data. I think it gave me an idea of where ServiceNow is heading. I don't think every organization is ready now, but imagine that instead of hard coding your processes into some choice or workflows, your focus to defining a proper data model and knowledge graphs. So the actual execution and validation of any requests will be fully autonomous by AI, looking into definition of your processes not as a text but as a graph database, and making all necessary decisions like which role should have an access to which tools, which approvals are happening on this stage in which condition. So all of this may be an interesting picture of potential future, followed by the different UI. I don't think we are there yet, but let's see where it will all goes. On a side note, most of the day I spent in a Creator Con area, having some fun, doing challenges, collecting points, collecting merch. Knowledge is also about fun, let's not forget about it. And one of the interesting sessions is to report on the forecast of how skills and workforce will be impacted by AI. In a short, technology still is in demand, is not in decline as everybody is afraid. Same as soft skills, and I think it's a common pattern across every region. So yeah, head into the day 3. Let's see what it will bring. One thing I forgot to mention, that on Tuesday we had a CMA meetup. This is the first time actually I have seen a lot of the folks offline. My cohort was during the COVID time, and it was fully end-to-end remote online. That's why it was a nice opportunity to build and reestablish connections. Met a new director of the program, was interested to know that CMA still stays as an elite type of certification, even though like CTA has been introduced and additional levels being added. CMA still will be a unicorn, still will be limited, and still will be focused, so good to know. Just a quick update, and see you tomorrow on the update for the last day. The last day of the conference is done. create an opportunity to slow down a bit and stay at one place for a while. And honestly, the whole week I was rushing from place to place and was constantly late on certain events. Day 3 keynote was okay, but mainly focused on people, motivation, pricing, teams behind this event. The rest of the day I spent partly on the ServiceNow booth, once again, drilling down into AI Control Tower, OTA again, ServiceNow built agent and SDK. Build agent and SDK, I don't think they will replace human come end-to-end in the nearest future because of certain limitations. They would act more like as an assistant with a goal to expand beyond Scott application and being able to do something in core of ServiceNow. OTA, I'm already seeing a lot of hype about it. It's just now assist rebranding. So nothing new, no new functionality, different design, which my understanding mainly integrated and heavily integrated into Employee Works, which is behind separate subscription. Ask your account managers or sales representative by, I think this will be the keys. AI Control Tower, I think it's in the right place, in the right spot, but a huge part of its value is locked behind an out-of-the-box connectors. Currently, I think there are only 4 exists. Team is working on adding more, which I expected around mid-summer. Was attending not so successful session from my point of view, focusing on common service data model and what is the good common service data model and foundation for to be AI ready. Once again, I was expecting a bit more practical structural knowledge where half of the session was sales, pitch and deck, selling AI Control Tower, which left 0 time for the workshop. My advice, if you're in a session which you not find interesting, just, I know, like leave midway through, save your time. It's perfectly fine. I am doing it constantly. In the end, I had a chance to code with new director of the CMA program. I kind of put him a bit in the corner for the interview. I'll put this fragment in the end. Nothing fancy, but still, like exclusive content, like, subscribe. And the evening was about after party. Enjoyed Idris Elba DJ set. Modern, fresh, sometimes leaning to the drum and bass. I think it may be his UK roots. The Backstreet Boys, not their fan, not target audience. I was only 4 years old when they have introduced their first banger. But they done a great job and people enjoy it. And for their age, they're performing really well. And if there were any downsides, the Sphere performance visuals as an immersive experience definitely smoothen down the experience. So I think it was good fun. This note, I'll try to wrap up and we'll be preparing to my flight. Hi, Zach.
Hey, Dimitri.
Yeah, I was lucky to meet Zach yesterday. He's a new director for the whole program. Therefore, he's kind of enforcing myself and all CMAs to collect CMA points to create the content. This is one of the reasons why I'm feeling so uncomfortable in doing this. And now I'm putting him on the spot. And I have 2 questions for you, Zach. So first question, as a line manager, I'm always receiving inquiries and questions like, hey, how I'll build my career to the level that I can apply and become CMA. So I wonder if you have a take on it.
Yeah, so it's a good question, and I receive it often as well. So if we think about CMAs and who they are, they stand at the pinnacle of our ServiceNow ecosystem, and they need to be prepared to offer strategic advice and guidance to our customers, and often our largest customers. So when we think about the set of experiences and skills and capabilities that they have, that they need to have to fulfill that role, and then we think back to how do you collect those skills and experiences, that's really at the heart of how I answer this. So what does that look like? It looks like a collection of leading ServiceNow engagements, generally showing a progression across a career from being technical leaders, maybe taking charge of a component of deploying a component of ServiceNow, maybe an application or a suite of applications such as ITSM or CSM. Maybe then starting to grow into technical leadership, and then branching outside of the technical aspects is also important. So starting to understand and give guidance to the customers about non-technical aspects such as adoption, such as governing the platform and making sure that it stays healthy. One of the things that we look for in CMA when we're going through the applications is, do the scale and complexity of the things that they've been doing represent that growth, and kind of almost do we see that they've got some scars that they've collected along the way, right? So the messy engagements, the messy deployments where it hasn't gone exactly smoothly, where they've had to solve problems that combine the technical and the non-technical, those are the experiences that really start, people really learn from those. And so having the 5 to 10 years of experience of collecting those scars, collecting those, solving the problems and rescuing projects and deployments, ServiceNow, transformations that didn't necessarily go smoothly, those things are great.
Yeah, so would it be fair to say that you're looking for some scars, dips, trauma, like people brought with themselves into CMA program, because they also will be sharing with the cohort, correct?
That's absolutely correct. So within the CMA program, if you get accepted, one of the things that we love to do is allow the members of the cohort to share those experiences. What happened? What went wrong? What did you do about it? What did you learn from it? How would you share that with the cohort so that everybody understands, oh yeah, that's an approach that I can take the next time I'm working with a customer with a similar problem.
Yeah, thank you. And if we'll be talking about CMA program in general, yeah, so it's already up for around 6 years, 6, 7. So what was the idea behind, yeah, and what's the vision? What CMA program takes in ServiceNow ecosystem? Like what's its role? And do you think that you have achieved it so far as what was the original intention?
So the CMA program, when it was at its inception, was intended to be the pinnacle certification in the ServiceNow ecosystem, and that's not going to change. So in terms of have we succeeded in that goal, I do believe that there is a prestige associated with the certification in the market, and so that was a goal of ours. But of course we have to work hard to maintain that. And so we're not going to rest. We are going to continue to innovate and think about, well, what do these future leaders in the ServiceNow ecosystem need to have? What are the skills and capabilities they need to have? And we will continue to adjust the program to make sure that we're including those aspects of learning to elevate and maintain that elevated position of the CMA in the marketplace. For all of our existing CMAs, we will use the maintenance program that we have to motivate and encourage those CMAs to also be abreast of those innovations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dimitri.